Hello YouTube friends, it is Ben here with the 135 Cichlid tank, and today's topic is 5 questions and 5 answers. These are 5 questions that I hear pretty commonly in the comment section below my videos. I want to go ahead and share some answers with you while at the same time sparing you my mug and instead concentrating today on the fish. Kind of getting back to the way I used to make videos, where all of the footage and the concentration was really all on the fish, which is really what this is all about. So, first question that I hear on a pretty regular basis: where did you get that substrate? And what is that substrate? This substrate is technically a black aragonite, but come on, does that look like black to you? That's what the bag said. The bag said black aragonite. But it's actually kind of a gray, and now that I've put these Beamswork lights on, these LEDs that are considerably brighter than what I had before, the substrate looks even less black, even more lighter. But that being said, I'm very happy with the substrate. It's a very good quality substrate. The fish seem to like sifting around in it, and I'm finding sand very easy to keep clean and maintain, and so that's a big plus point. Second question I get a lot: where'd you get that background? That background is called a rocky thin, and I went with a thin background because my fish only have 18 inches of turnaround space, and so I didn't want to cut too much into their tank with a bulky, very, very deep background. So this is a very thin background, maybe comes out ½ an inch from the back at its thickest points, and I picked it up from Universal Rocks. You can use the Tank Talk or the J. Wilson code at checkout and pick up a nice discount. This rock right here, along with let's see, the rock behind that piece of black lava rock right there, and these rocks right here are also from Universal. They're all artificial, even though they look incredibly good. They are artificial rocks, which I like a lot because they weigh next to nothing. So if you get a little clumsy and drop one, you're not going to chip or crack your tank. The next question I get a lot: are those real plants? Yes, those are Anubias. Different types of Anubias. You can pick them up like I did, a local fish store. You can certainly order them from Corey, at Corey's Aquarium Co-op, or Dustin's Fish Tanks. They usually carry a nice variety of Anubias. They are very good in a cichlid tank because they can handle a high pH, they can handle hard water, and supposedly they don't taste too good. They don't taste great to the fish, so they don't nibble them. And because their roots can be out of the substrate, as you can see back there, they can be fastened to rocks with fish line or glued to rocks with super glue gel, as is covered in some of Corey's Aquarium Co-op videos. He talks about attaching them with super glue gel, not glue, because that'll run everywhere and be messy, but the gel. Next question I get from time to time: who is the tank boss? That position is shifted from time to time, but currently the tank boss is this fellow right here. the intermedius. And he bumped from the boss position the Taiwan reef that you can see hiding behind the plants back there. The Taiwan reef has a very peaceful temperament. The T reef is he was kind of a benevolent boss. I kind of liked him because he didn't really bother anybody. Very big guy. I don't think he even knows how big he is. But the intermedius is a bit more aggressive, and so the Taiwan reef doesn't mess with him, even though he guards that little spot back there behind the plants very, very, very continuously, and doesn't let anybody else get back there, including the intermedius. But the intermedius has certainly become the boss. Now, will that continue to be the case? We'll see. I mean, it's entirely possible as things go with cichlids that another fish might step up. Might not even be a fish in this tank. I mean, this fish hanging out here on the side, the Rostratus, the sand diver, is going to be a much, so you can get him here, there he is. He'll be a much larger fish than the intermedius. But, Rostratus, the sand divers are not necessarily known for being aggressive, so he might not want to be the boss. Or it might be one of the fish that I'll be bringing over from the 60-gallon. Maybe that, maybe that living stony or that polystigma. Maybe one of the VC10s. Any one of those fish, even the other intermedius that's over there. I mean, any one of those could bump this guy as he gets a little bit older. But I've been very happy with this guy. I raised him up from a little gray half-inch juvie to what he is now. So he's a very special fish for me. Last question that I seem to get a lot of is, why do you keep clown loaches? Let me see if you can see them. I've got Los Tres Amigos in here somewhere. They like to hide back here in these rocks. Usually they're pretty active, especially during feeding. Let's see if we can find them. Well, here's one of them, hiding under the ledge. And his two buddies are over there behind the rock in the distance, just beyond the filter, and maybe you can see him wiggling around back there. These fish, of course, come from waters that are not quite as hard as the water you need for a cichlid tank. But these have been doing well. They thrive. They've grown nicely and have remained very, very healthy. And I'm very, very happy with having them in the tank. So the answer to that question, why do you have clown loaches in your tank? Because I want to. There's the little bushy nose. I don't know if you can see the bushy nose there. Kind of wedged between those two rocks. You don't see him too often. So was that 5 questions? I tend to lose count as I go through these things. But I think that's pretty much it for now. The only other question I tend to get from time to time is on the lighting. And of course, some of you know that I started with some lights from Aquaneat. I had an Aquaneat full spectrum. I liked the light. I liked the way it lit the fish and it lit the tank. It was a 72-inch Aquaneat, but the connectors became corroded within 60 days of purchasing it. So I've certainly become not a proponent and someone who does not recommend Aquaneat. I have been very happy with the Beamswork lights, the way they're built, the quality of the switches, the quality of the materials that are used. Just a much better light. Very happy with the way it lights things up. And so that's the lighting. And eventually, as you folks know, this tank will become an all hap tank. The peacocks you see in here, including this golden guy here and this yellow benga that I hope at some point becomes a bit more yellow, and the Eureka, the Otter Point, and of course the Bicolor 500 will probably all end up back in the 60, and the haps that are in the 60, the ones that become the most choice males, will be brought over to this tank, making this tank exclusively a hap tank. Whether or not I keep a couple of these haps, boy, the Buco's looking good tonight. Whether I keep this Buco yellow, not sure if it's a male. If it doesn't really color up in the next 6 months or so, I'll probably end up giving him away or trading him out. I may do that also, possibly with maybe the eye biter. I don't know. I really like this eye biter. It's pretty mellow, but he might end up turning out to be a female. I'd love to have a male eye biter in here. We'll see where that goes. And but I really like that guy. He was brought up to me from Kevin Green, and so we'll see. We'll see how things evolve. So my last question for you folks that have hung in there this long, I'd like for you to note in the comment section what topic you would like me to talk about. What topic are you interested in? And I'd like to come out with a video that is focusing on topics that were recommended by you, the viewers. Because, you know, you're the guys I do this for, and, you know, we certainly have YouTube, what are called YouTube analytics, that tell us a little bit about what's happening and what's bringing people to the channel. But I want to hear it right from you. You know, what do you want to see discussed in YouTube videos that focus on African cichlids? So tell me in the comments below, and I can't guarantee you that that video will be my next one, but it'll definitely be taken under consideration. Okay? All right, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's take a look at this Buco a little more closely. He's kind of on fire tonight here.